Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving deep into our digital lives. We all have one, right? It's like this digital double of you that's out there online. But how much do we really get about how it's built, how it communicates, and maybe most importantly, how to protect it? Well, let's get into it.
So let me start by asking you a question, and be honest. Have you ever Googled yourself? Of course you have. What you find, the good, the bad, and sometimes the really surprising stuff, that's the starting point. That's your first peek at the digital you that the rest of the world sees.
And that's a perfect lead-in to our first big idea, your digital self. Because this online persona, it doesn't just happen to you, it's something we're all actively crafting piece by piece with every single profile we make and every photo we share.
So what is this digital self, really? Well, it's way more than just a profile pic and a quick bio. Your social media identity is this living, breathing mix of your profile, sure, but also your network, who you're connected to, and all the content you post. Think about it. Your super professional LinkedIn profile tells a totally different story than your casual Instagram, right? Each piece helps build that narrative. But on the flip side of all this identity building, there's a darker side. We're talking about sock puppets. And no, not the cute kind. These are completely fake online identities, and they're created for one reason: deception. It could be someone making a fake account to anonymously bully someone, or maybe to post glowing 5-star reviews for their own business. It's a really manipulative tactic, and it's everywhere. Okay, so we've got this persona we're building, but where does it actually live? That brings us to the platforms themselves. These are basically the stages where our digital identities perform, whether it's a personal blog or a huge social network.
Let's start with an old-school classic, the blog. You probably know it's short for weblog. At its core, it's just a series of articles, with the newest one always on top. What's really cool, though, is how platforms like WordPress and Blogger completely changed the game, making it super easy for anyone, from a hobbyist baker to a giant corporation, to publish their thoughts for the whole world to see.
But with literally millions of blogs out there, how can you tell which ones are actually reliable? Here's a quick and dirty checklist. First, you gotta ask, who is the blogger? Do they actually have any expertise? Second, scroll down and read the comments. Are people having a real discussion, or is it just spam? And third, check the archive. If they've been posting consistently for a while, that's a really good sign. All right, so from those long, detailed posts, we swing to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, the microblog. Here, the whole game is about being brief, and the undisputed king of this world is, of course, X, what we all used to call Twitter, where every single idea has to get squeezed into just a few hundred characters. Now, what's just wild is how this one platform totally rewired our online language. Seriously, think about it. The hashtag, it went from being the pound sign on a phone to organizing global movements. The retweet, which is the engine of virality. The @mention, which lets us have public conversations with anyone. Even the idea of citizen journalism got a massive boost. All of these were basically popularized by Twitter.
Okay, so we know the platforms. We know where our digital selves hang out. But how do we actually, talk to each other there? This brings us to the basic rules of online conversation.
Online communication really just boils down to two main types. First, you've got synchronous communication. That's real time. It's live. Think of a video call or an instant message chat. Everybody has to be there at the same time for it to work. Then you have asynchronous communication. This is stuff like email or leaving a comment on a blog. The message just sits there, waiting for you to get to it whenever you're ready.
And speaking of email, let's just quickly demystify how it actually works, because it's pretty simple. The easiest way to think about an email server is to picture a giant central post office. It's just a hub that receives your digital mail, sorts it, and then holds it for you until you're ready to come pick it up.
And when you go to that post office, you've basically got two ways to get your mail. There's webmail, like Gmail, where you just open a browser. The upside, it's usually free and you can get to it from anywhere. The downside, you've got ads and maybe some security worries. The other option is local email, using an app like Outlook. With that, you get more control, you can work offline, but you're pretty much stuck using that one specific computer or phone.
Every single one of those posts, every comment, every like, across all these different platforms, it all adds up. It doesn't just disappear. And that brings us to something huge: managing your online reputation. Basically, the lasting impression you leave behind. So here's the crucial thing to get. Your online reputation isn't just one thing. It's the total picture someone gets when they search for you online. It's pieced together from all those digital breadcrumbs, your profiles, your posts, your comments, everything. In a way, it's your digital legacy, and you're writing it every single day. And man, that reputation can be super fragile. It can get threatened in a bunch of ways. You could just make a simple mistake, an old photo taken out of context pops up, there's defamation where people straight up spread lies about you, someone could impersonate you and cause all kinds of trouble, and then there's a doppelganger problem, which is wild. Someone with your exact same name is out there doing who knows what, and suddenly you're getting the blame.
So managing your reputation is one side of the coin. The other side, and they're totally connected, is guarding your digital privacy. This is all about getting control over your personal information and making conscious choices about who gets to see it. At its heart, privacy has this classic definition: the right to be let alone. But in our digital world, it's really evolved to mean the right to control your own personally identifiable information, or PII. And that's basically any little piece of data that can be used to figure out who you are, track you, or contact you.
And just look at how much data is being collected. It's not just one thing. There's service data, the basics you give when you sign up, like your name and age. Disclosed data is what you post yourself on your own page. Entrusted data is what you post on someone else's page. Incidental is when a friend tags you in a photo without asking. Behavioral is tracking what you click on and how long you look at it. And then there's derived data. This is the spooky one. That's when the platform takes all that other info and starts making guesses about you, like what your hobbies are. It's a massive web of information. And when we lose control of all that information, you get this phenomenon that people call data gone rogue. It's that moment when your private info escapes and suddenly it's very, very public.
And here's the kicker. It's not always some shadowy hacker in a hoodie that makes this happen. Sometimes you just accidentally change a setting to public. Other times, the social media service itself changes its privacy policy. Or a friend could just repost something you shared privately. And then there are all those third-party apps we connect, which can collect our data and share it in ways we never even imagined.
So this all brings us to one final really crucial thought. Pretty much everything you do online can be permanent. It gets archived, it gets cached, it gets saved in ways we can't even see. So the question I want to leave you with is this: are you consciously building a digital life that you'll be proud of years down the road?